You will control the cabin temperature via the ECS control panel, which looks and in many ways operates like the automatic climate controls found in today's automobiles. Two large rotary knobs control temperature and evaporator fan speeds, respectively, and each of these can be set to operate automatically or manually. The fan speed knob controls the air conditioning's evaporator fan speeds and has a detent for auto fan speed at the extreme counterclockwise position. If you wish, you can control fan speed manually by simply moving it out of the detent. The temp knob selects a set point, a desired cabin temperature, which the electronic control unit tries to hold automatically by manipulating the temperature control valve, air conditioning, and fan speed. The range of selectable temperatures varies from 65 degrees Fahrenheit at the full left position to 85 degrees Fahrenheit at the full right position. To the left of the rotary knobs are 4 lighted push buttons. The first of these is labeled defog. When selected, it opens the defog valve and routes warm bleed air through the defog plenum to the cockpit windows. The next switch, labeled aft control, activates or deactivates the optional rear temperature zone controller located in the passenger section of the cabin. Below that is the temp backup switch, which enables manual functioning of the temperature control valve. In this mode, the position of the TCV is controlled directly by the pilot using the cabin temp knob. This feature would be used if the electronic control unit was not holding the correct temperature for some reason and you wanted to control it manually, or if otherwise directed by a checklist. The last button, labeled ECS Disable, shuts down the air conditioning, sets the flow control valve to low, and fully opens the temperature control valve. If you've selected manual control of the TCV, it remains in that mode. There is one cabin climate control system related switch on the bolster panel. Labeled Fresh Air Bleed, this switch is normally moved to the bleed position for flight, which opens the bleed shutoff valve and allows for cabin pressurization during flight. When the fresh air position is selected, bleed airflow to the cabin climate control system is shut off, and ambient fresh air flows into the cabin instead. In flight, this air is supplied via ram pressure from an air scoop on the belly of the aircraft. When the aircraft senses weight on wheels, a dedicated ground cooling fan automatically takes over this task, drawing air from inside the tail cone. The fresh air mode routes ambient air to the cabin, completely bypassing both the temperature control valve and the bleed air heat exchanger. During flight, you can get an idea of how hot or cold the incoming fresh air will be by referencing the outside air temperature indicator on the Perspective Touch primary flight display.